celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.
Welcome back to Young Turks, India's longest running show on entrepreneurship. On the show today, we've been talking about Accelo, founded by Infosys co-founders SD Shibulal and Chris Gopalakrishnan. This accelerator has emerged as one of the largest platforms in India to support early-stage startups since its inception in 2014. It supported over 70 startups through its accelerator program, invested in over 25 startups, and has an active community of over 180 startup founders. Accelo has also built a large market network comprising of mentors, investors, enterprises, academic institutions, and service partners. We asked Chris what startups must keep in mind when pitching to him.
First of all, don't talk about how much money that you're going to make. It is about finding a customer, serving that customer. It's about customers and creating a service or a product that the customer will buy from you. Second, talk about your team more than about yourself. I think it's important for you to be excited about your team members. Third is, the idea moves over time. So don't be so passionate about the idea that you're not willing to listen to criticism. Many a time I've found that when we point out that something doesn't seem right, or they still continue to argue. Feedback only makes you better.
And what does Accelo promise to provide in return to the startup that come into its fold?
The startup should be able to see at least 3 to 5x growth. They should be able to raise whatever capital they need for them in the next 12 to 15 months. And they should be able to exit the program with a certain business momentum. If you are an enterprise customer, you exit with a portfolio of customer. And if you are in a consumer startup, you exit the program with a traction and validation of what it actually requires for the business to scale, right?
One of the startups that's ticked all the right boxes for Chris and has outperformed the Accelo metrics of returns is Mumbai-based Pocket Aces. Launched in 2013 as a film production company, the founders Ashwin Suresh, Anirudh Pandita and Aditi Srivastava sensed the increasing need for content to target the Indian millennial. So in 2015, Pocket Aces pivoted to becoming a digital entertainment company. It creates content across 3 channels: Dice Media, Filter Copy and Gobble. It reaches out to over 40 million people weekly. Here's a look at the Pocket Aces story.
Founded by 3 electrical engineers turned investment bankers who decided to give up their high-paying jobs to fill the entertainment gap in India, Pocket Aces is a digital entertainment company that conceptualizes, creates and distributes original content targeted at millennials through its 3 channels. Dice Media, which produces web series; Filter Copy, that focuses on sketches, short format and shareable content written and video; and Gobble, a content destination of foodies. Pocket Aces has published over 4,000 articles. It has created over 500 short-form videos and has launched 4 web series across their 3 channels. So we asked Ashwin what sets Pocket Aces apart from other content players.
The fact that we are very data driven, and so when we put content out, there's a lot of testing that's happened behind the scenes. We use a lot of data to influence our content ideas and our content thesis. So the probability of our content being good is much higher than most other people, and you'll see this with the shows we've done. And then of course the fact that we are where the audiences are. Unlike a lot of companies in India and a lot of platforms in India, we don't need you to download an app or download and register somewhere to consume our content. If you're on Facebook, we're on Facebook. If you're on Instagram, we're going to show up on your Instagram feed. If you're on WhatsApp or Twitter or YouTube, we're going to be available wherever the audience is watching.
Reaching out to an audience of 40 million weekly and with 125 million organic video views on original content, Pocket Aces has created engaging digital content for brands such as VelvetCase.com, Lifestyle, Flipkart, Epigamia, Red Chillies Entertainment, Sephora, Manforce and many more. While the biggest revenue stream for Pocket Aces is entered around native advertising by brands, Aditi tells us that there are other monetization models the venture has created with its content.
We own the intellectual property of all of the content, and so we are actually taking that and leveraging it through other platforms. So to give you an example, we're on different airlines now. So for example, we're on Jet Airways, we're having conversations with Etihad and SpiceJet. We are working with TV networks who want to take and put our content on TV. We're also the first Indian digital company to send its content to China. So China has a YouTube equivalent called Yokutoru, and it's huge with over 500 million monthly MAUs, and we are basically one of the channels. Filter Copy and Gobble are both on Yokutoru.
The first Indian digital media company to have a presence in China, Pocket Aces raised $500,000 of seed funding from a Singapore-based family office to start up. It then raised its Series A of $3 million from Accelo Ventures, Sequoia Capital, North Base Media, Aaron Capital and 314 Capital amongst others in 2016. The money has been used for expanding the team and building proprietary technology. The venture is also looking to close its Series B round by mid next year. So what else is in store for the future?
In terms of our business plans, next year we'll probably do 4 to 6 new shows, long-form shows. We've done 2 of the biggest hits in India in the last 2 years, Little Things and What the Folks. So we'll do season 2s of those and new shows that will come out. And so there's going to be a bunch of shows. In terms of content frequency, we're going to go, already we have gone from doing 1 video every 2 weeks, 1 video every 3 weeks to doing 3 videos in a week on Filter Copy, and that's going to increase. We're going to try new content formats which we've thought of, which will come out in the next year. And then in terms of Gobble, which is our food channel, we're trying to get to about 2 to 3 videos a day and maybe do even long-form content there.
It surely seems to be an exciting time for the team, as their show Little Things was one of the most successful web series from India in 2016, with a reach of over 35 million across its episodes and over 350 million impressions on YouTube. Their 2017 show, What the Folks, was also a smash hit with over 20 million views across platforms with over 1 billion impressions on YouTube and Facebook. While Pocket Aces' strategy is to be innovative across platforms and to double down on stuff that's working, but the larger goal is to provide great Indian content that resonates globally.
Well, here's wishing the team at Pocket Aces the very best of luck for your future endeavours. With that, it is time for us to wrap up this edition of Young Turks. Till next week, from all of us here, goodbye. Thanks for watching. We always like to hear from you, so send us your feedback on Twitter, Facebook or on email.
Celebrating 16 years of Young Turks.